on Friday that we're going to have a drug-free company, including weed and alcohol, in company housing. And we're going to drug test. And if we find out you've been smoking weed, you're going to get fired. I've had a lot of heat from it just because, I don't know, 80% of my current guys smoke that are in housing probably. But I don't care. I guess we'll just fire everyone and we'll start over. I'm not against weed. I don't think it's evil necessarily, but it's one of those relationships that you have to evaluate over time. And it might feel good the day, you might have even better, experiences, better food, more laughter. But if you look at your relationship personally over time, it's you get fatter, you get poorer, you let go of your dreams. How many buddies do I know that were I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it, and they end up just smoking weed and camping. Cool, I get it. I'm happy that you found happiness. But if you're broke enough that you need company housing, right? Because you want to be rich, right? You want to buy your own house. You want to have your own space. You want to be wealthy. You don't want to crash in housing with a bunch of boys. So you do that because you have to, and it helps your financial situation. There's nowhere else you can stay for $200 a month, right? And the housing situation in Fresno is crazy right now because every Airbnb or every short-term rental is taken up by solar sales bros or pest bros or security bros. It's crazy. So yeah, you go out and find anything better. You can't. $200 a week is as cheap as it gets. And if you can't afford that and that's too much for you, then you're not making money. You're not working hard. And even if you are making money, you're working hard, then go get your own place, right? That's part of being a man and leveling up. It's 1099 sales. So if you have to take company housing because you're in a position where it's a grind time and it's make money time, you shouldn't be smoking weed. It's just going to make you complacent. It's just going to make you underperform. It's just going to make you happy with being a loser. And you're already a loser. If you weren't a loser, then you would do whatever you want. And I couldn't tell you what to do. If you're doing 6 deals a month, you're going to go get your own housing. The only reason that this rule even matters is because you're not doing that, right? So the guys that we're willing to give housing to, it's a small window. I'm not looking for people that would be on the streets and just want a place to bum around and smoke. I'm looking for guys that are currently making $25 an hour and they want to get shown how through sales skills, how they can make 50 or 100 deals an hour, right? So, that's just it. It really is that simple. And that's the new me, is I put out policies. I'm in tune with my intuition and how I want to run my company. And I'm not going to bicker and batter and debate to the lowest common denominator. I think that's the one. That's just not going to be how it is. So that's causing uproar. And I also put out a minimum. If you're not getting at least half a deal a week, then that also why are you in housing? Why are you taking up space? I have tons of reps that want to come out and give it a shot, that just need housing, just need a shot, and you're taking up a bed for what? Because you just are happy to survive. Again, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't want guys that are comfortable and happy to survive. I'm looking for guys that are ready to thrive. And you got to change your relationship with money, right? Is money just a survival mechanism to make sure that rent's paid and there's food on the table? So then as soon as you have food on the table or you know that rent's not a problem, then you don't have any drive because that's how your relationship with money is? Or is your relationship with money like a energy calculator of your output and you're going to use that as a tool to manifest your divine creativity? So I'll leave that there on why we released the drug-free weed policy, and you're going to see a lot of people get fired. And if you're ready to level up, then call me. If you need help with that, if you need assistance, we've got people to help you with that and help you get in a better spot. If you feel like you're addicted and you just can't do it without it, then you can step into truth. You can be honest, and we can have that conversation with integrity, and I'll work with people. But deception and lies isn't going to be a part of what we're doing. So that's why we have the drug testing. That's why it's now part of that operation. And again, if you're a big enough dog that I care, then you'll have enough money to go get your own housing, and you'll respect that. I respect that the guys that are on that level that need to be grinding shouldn't be doing that, right? Specifically, there's a kid on my team who literally, we've told him 3 or 4 times, don't talk to my employees, don't beg my employees for money. oh, I need money. I can't buy underwear. Like, okay, talk to your sales manager, the guy that recruited you. Like, why? I've told you 3 times, why are you going around them and begging for money for my employees? And then it's the same kids that are begging for money that need money so bad that are going and dropping $50 on weed. And it's like, also you give them $200 and they're spending it on McDonald's and eating out. It's like, no, bro, $200, that's rice and beans for a month. They don't understand. They don't understand, like, you're in grind time. And that's the point. Because I'm willing to work with people that are poor if they understand that it's grind time. And I'm only willing to work with people that are poor if they have some skin in the game and a desire to win. So I'm sharing all this. It's the Pisces lunar eclipse was yesterday. And for me as a Pisces, it's not, we're not in Pisces of the sun. This is like a moon Pisces. It's all about shedding what's no longer serving you. So I'm planting the seeds and getting ready for really incredible things that I have coming forward with my calling. And a big part of that is just weeding the garden and making room for thriving, right? Like, you got to make room for abundance. If you have a bunch of parasites living off of you and literally taking from you, it's not a symbiotic relationship, then sorry, but that time has passed. Those ties are severed, and that's gonna, the umbilical cord is cut. It's gonna continue to be cut, and it'll kind of fall away and continue that way. But all in all, as like a journal entry, I guess, because that's what these videos are gonna be. Forever, whoever has patience to watch the long form that we're gonna put on YouTube. The short form, I'm hoping that Mark will be able to just clip some of this and find some stuff to put out there on like general principles. The idea for me being is I can only have so many conversations in a day, right? Like, it's sad to me. Like, I really love one-on-one conversations, but I can only do 3 or 4 a day if they're each an hour, besides my other responsibilities. And so my goal is to kind of have those one-on-one conversations with the guys that want to have them, through this. It's like, if you want to know what's in my mind, if you want to know what I'm going through, or if you want to have context for the next steps at Bright House, or maybe you're just interested in energetically the shifts that we're making. Maybe you're interested in, with solar, like, what steps are we doing to adapt to the tax credit going away? Maybe you want gems of how are we reacting to RE Plus this week, or just what's going on in my life. So my goal is to do these videos. It's super simple. I have to drive to work every day anyways. It's a 12-minute drive to our office. And I'm going to start just putting a lot of this long form out there just on the day-to-day for guys that want to follow that. And, part of the fears that I'm working on is like fear of judgment and getting to that point where I just don't care. The 100 people that watch my video, like, you'd be surprised. It's amazing, like, how many people hit me up and they're like, I actually joined your company, or I started to work as you as an installer because I saw a video, and they got context and they got to know me, and that's really all it is you're broadcasting that frequency out. It's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is where we're at. My people will come to me. It's just a matter of broadcasting that signal. So there's power in authenticity. There's power in speaking your truth, and there's power in putting your signal out and believing that it's going to come back to you. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with these miracles already, like, day to day. It's crazy. I could share a story with you. Like, the other day, I posted on my video on our Instagram, like, we're knocking, we're getting a lot of not interested, not like people telling us they're not interested, but their doorbells. Like, we're knocked for 30 minutes. We didn't talk to one homeowner. First guy we talked to is this kid named Daniel. He's looking at buying a house. I invited him to come serve at our party that we were doing on Saturday. And I'm like, dude, let me help you get a mortgage. Like, my buddy Hard Dave is like the mortgage guru. And he's like, oh, that's who I'm working with. So Hard Dave, I actually haven't even told him yet. I sent him a picture of us. He's like, who's that? Because he's only talked to Daniel on the phone. But, like, just a little synchronicity. Like, that's who he's already working with. Like, is Hard Dave, who I was going to recommend. And then, like, I'm excited to work with Daniel on his house in Kerman and his house in Fresno, getting solar up for him, and maybe helping him get some capital to start up his business of mobile bars, basically. So I'm pulling up into the office, and that's going to be it today. But I guess what I'd say, if you actually got to the end of this video, like, you should probably like and subscribe, right? Let's get you on the rest of the videos, but also comment, like, questions like, what do you want me to talk about? And I could answer that on my next drive to work. Hey, this guy wanted to know what I meant by lunar eclipse solar stuff, or how did I figure out that I'm working on this fear of judgment stuff, or whatever. You can ask your questions. That's kind of one of the rules of this life is you get whatever you ask for. So I hired a new kid this week, and his name is Eric. He works with Ryan, and dude, he asked me more questions last night than any of my employees have asked me in a year. And it's like, not like these aren't things I'm happy to share. I actually would love to share them, but it's just like, you can't cast your pearls before swine. If I speak things that people aren't asking for, they're not listening. And so if you're in tune with the spirit, you're like, oh, you need to shut up. So I've been told a lot, like, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. But then he asked all these questions, and I got to share all this stuff, and that was fun for me. So I, shout out to him. I just respect that. Respect that he was in tune enough to, like, inquire. Like, people say they want to be mentored. I've had people say, oh, you don't mentor me, you don't have time for me. And it's like, bro, you haven't even read the book I gave you 8 months ago. Like, bar none. Like, you don't want to be mentored. Plus, do you ask me any questions? Plus, do you even think that I can mentor you? Or do you have an ego and, like, you think you have it all figured out? And every time I make a decision, instead of saying, why is Tom doing this, you think, wow, he's such a greedy bastard, whatever you're thinking to yourself, right? So, yeah.